All right.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone. But getting...
All right. Let's... All right. Let's try it. So what do we need for a health bar? We need delta 10 here. What we need for a health bar is some type of width. So let's do a width. Of course, we will need some type of height. But we also need to like normalize this, because imagine we have the health go like this. Let's say our health can be more than 100 because of this game. It can. So your health would go up, and when you level up, your bar eventually would go off screen. You need to normalize that value so that it's always the same amount of health. So here I'm going to have a flow for max HP and a flow for current HP. That way we can track the max and the current and the actual we'll call this a scalar value. So here, scalar is the current HP divided by our max HP. And this scalar here is what we would this little IDE is processing Java stuff. It's not my favorite, but it works. It's pretty good for prototyping. So here, we also need a position on the screen. So in this case, I'm going to make a p vector and position. Up here, we're just going to say position dot x is some value and position dot y is some value. I kind of want it a little bit to the left and down a little bit. So we're going to do like our width divided by 2, because it's going to be pretty constant. That way, depending on the screen change, yada yada, we're going to actually subtract it by, let's try like 300 for now. We're going to play around with this value. And here, we're also going to do height divided by 2, and then also want it downward a little bit, which this is positive, this is negative in processing. So we're going to add, in this case, let's try 200. And here, we're going to do our position.x, position.y, or x width, and y height. So this line here is simply just going to draw our rectangle with the color red at this position with this height when this display function is called. Our constructor here is going to instantiate our object and give these attributes value that we set to, and this update is going to depend on our current and our max. Now, one thing here is, what is current HP, right? That is being tracked inside player. So are we going to then pass in a game object, yada yada yada? Well, how I have this set up is player is actually a global variable. Not that it's inhabitable, but what that's useful for is we can say current HP is equal to player dot. So we can just grab it, and then we can set our scalar. So we just call update, and honestly, we don't even need delta time here. Just is what it is. I wouldn't necessarily call this an update function either. Potentially, we could call it check size, something like that. We could actually just run that right in here. That way we only call a display. So yada yada, I'm going to take this UI class and we're going to come all the way down. And inside of my system mechanics, I'm just going to create a UI is a new UI. We're going to come down here, go here, and do like a UI display. Then we're actually going to make the object over here. And like UI, and that should be fine. So let's hit play to see what happens. Null pointer exception. Now this happens because that p vector here was actually not, the memory wasn't allocated, for lack of better words. Processing, it is memory safe. But Java, I should say, is memory safe. But what's odd is the use of the new keyword in some ways for me. It's kind of like C# in that way. And so everything's a pointer. In that sense, you don't have to declare it. So now it should run. And our health bar, you can see, is this little red thing. If we take some damage, we should see that it actually did nothing fantastic. That is it's interesting. So let's see here. Current HP is this value. Our scalar is this. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Because we never multiply by scalar. So in this case, like max HP. Ah, right. So our max HP and our current HP. So this is where it's going to get slightly tricky. So the way this game is set up is down here in System Mechanics, we have a stats area. So technically, the max HP is equivalent to the stat, where the HP itself is the player's current amount. So here, we'll say, hey, max HP, we're equal to players. And we're going to reference the system. And we're going to reference the stats. And then we're going to look at the health stat. And okay, so we shouldn't have an infinity guy. Let's see what happens. Null pointer exception. Very interesting. Players, system stats, health stat. Well, let's kind of take a look here. So we're going to come down just a little bit over to this guy. So we have a health stat. Boom, health stat. Scroll down a little bit. Interesting that that's a null. What I'm gonna do, I'll just pass in player. Kind of like that. See if that helps anything. So we're gonna come down here. Okay. That kind of makes sense, right? Because this object is being instantiated upon System Mechanics. So imagine this scenario. System Mechanics gets created right here at the bottom of the player. So player is made, System Mechanics is made. This is causing the problem because when System Mechanics is made, UI is made. UI then goes, yo, I need to know about player. And so it has like that circular dependency. And even if we went in here and typed player, we should also have the null pointer. Yep, null pointer, boom. So yeah, that there is not the best way to go about that. And so what are we gonna do? Well, what I'm gonna do is come down here like this, and we're just gonna take that right out. We're not gonna create this here. I almost wonder if it's okay here. We're gonna try that first, and if that works, fantastic. I'm kind of down it. That would be, my gut feel. But why I want to try it is, we're setting the stats, so perhaps it actually has stats to that. Verify, yada yada, but probably null pointer again. Yep. So what I want to do is put it actually just straight in the player. So we're gonna go take him out. Come down here, take out the white display, and take that. Come over here, player, and do it here. Is right. And over here, just kind of put it by the bow. UI. this UI. This UI is made right here, so we make our stats. Health is 100, so that should be fine. Should be. Very strong word. But nonetheless, it should be okay. Which is kind of strange. I'm gonna try passing system mechanics in here. So, to see if we can kind of bypass that. Come over here. We'll type system mechanics system. Then come over here. It's his system. That was kind of strange, and for some reason, and I'm not going to claim to sit here and tell you like I know, because obviously I don't. But even though we allocated system, when UI needed to reference that right away, it doesn't like it. Oh well, such is life. So let's make that a little bigger, just to kind of showcase the point. Is, we have a max health bar, we take some type of damage, and it goes lower. Now, my idea is it's going to be kind of like a box. I'm going to put like a heart around it and kind of mask out. So, like, imagine, actually, you don't even have to imagine. Let's draw this out. Let's get some paint. So, imagine here we have a box. Inside that box, it's nice and filled, and then let's say we had like a little heart. Actually, that's a little too big. Let's say we had like this heart thing. You can notice these corners here would be shown. So the idea would be make that heart, let that box be around it. That's fine. But then add a little garnish to it, right? And just kind of hide it a little bit. Oh. Hi there. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, Prenneth. But hey, how are you doing? It's good morning so far. You get to see me mess up on camera a little bit, which is good. It's a good experience for that, because at the end of the day, I also think we want like this health a little bit over here. So what we're going to do is kind of play around with that value. Let's get some 5-ish, and let's try to play, and more like a 6-ish. Want to do an image, right? So what I would do is, of course, have like some kind of texture here, and a few things I've seen done in class is people will load this image in on the constructor, but when you're loading data off the hard drive constantly, you can lag. So here I have a little asset manager. Nothing fancy. But basically, this thing here runs at this setup. So we do this. Assets allocates memory. In this case, I don't know if it'd be on the heap, on the stack. It's Java. Who the heck knows? But we run the setup function. setup runs a name function, which takes in just a string. It's looking for it in the assets folder, knows that's going to be .png at the end, and it adds it to our array list of strings. Then, depending on how big that array list of strings is, it runs this into textures, and it goes, yo, find that string data that we just gathered. We're going to add that path to our array list of textures. And that way, I can ship the textures around. So, over here in like, not sure if it's an item quite yet. Actually, yeah, it is. Yeah. So you can see here. We just kind of pass it around. So we allocate we allocate it, we load in the data, and then we kind of ship it around depending on the use case. With that said, over in our little custom part guy we want to make. So let's try to get like a quick little thing. Little disclaimer: I am absolutely no artist, so we're gonna struggle, but art can't be too bad. I figure something like that seems like a decent start. We'll see how bad we butcher this. Kind of looking like a frog's head. And something like that. So let's call it a roof. Don't come to me for art lessons. Whatever you do. It's yeah. That's probably fine. Probably. It'll do. It's a little fat. Maybe I'll just like cut them there. We made it, guys. So let's say like this is our heart texture. Bam. So file new, or actually file export, my bad. Let's go here. So select stuff, I'm gonna call this heart. Should be good. Bam, export. And we're gonna come over here, asset manager, and we're just gonna say name array here. So we come back into system mechanics, and up here we'll just say, hey, texture. Or actually, not even texture. Well, a couple things. So yeah, so texture 2D, not load image in this case. It would actually be assets. Get texture is the function that I'm using to feed, and we want Mercedes. And then over here in our display, because we want this to be over top of the other, we're still going to be filling the color, drawing this, and I'm going to push the matrix. This is kind of like a weird thing in processing for, I don't know, kind of like containing colors and other transforms and weird, very weird things that I don't quite understand. But here, we're going to call image, we're going to draw this at the position of X and position of Y. And in this case, oh, sure, like it turns out. It should be fun. Let's see what happens. Small guy. 50 by 50, I'm going to say that's going to be a little too small still. Actually, that's pretty fantastic. And so here's the idea here. We're going to actually multiply scalar by height. This. So if we take the image, notice it's slightly backwards. So I wonder if it's as easy as a negative scalar. That would be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be a negative scalar, but we're also going to have to position it slightly different. I think that's going to be a little convoluted, but okay, so yeah, we don't want to do it like that. Its height, it's going to be, it's multiply, its height is this way. I wonder if we can draw that negatively. That would fix things. Maybe the issue is because we're going to do pi minus one. It's one of these. It's one of these because it's kind of like a funky backwards thing. Let's see. Nope, that's still not quite. We might have to go by like another negative because that's still going to be tricky. Let's think about this. So the y height pushes it down. Our problem is it wants to shrink like this. We want it to shrink like that. When we multiply the negative height by the scalar, it seems to work for that position. But we don't necessarily want a negative height. We want more of a negative scalar that makes more sense. Then the position is going to be slightly above. I want to say it would be that y, maybe just the y height in position and forget about that scalar. Yep, okay. So that's fine. Now notice we have that corners we were talking about. So how can we hide that? Well, one really simple way is to make a kind of like a nice little UI system there. So let's go back into Paint. Notice we have this thing here. So we're going to copy this, go to File, New, and go into, let's do like a 16 by 16. And this thing is just for a reference. What we're going to do is something like that. I almost wonder. Maybe. We'll play around with this. So let's try. We'll just call this try on this one. Instead of heart, we're just gonna type in try. So I'm very curious what this will look like. Interesting. Kinda, sorta, but not really. Let's see. So we kind of want. Close out my Steam. We kind of want that in a sense, but just around these edges here. It really doesn't matter too terribly much. So let's try like that. File, save. Call that try. Here we will do heart. We'll try another one. We'll call this one try. Go to world. Actually, it'd be system mechanics. And let's try the just another PH here. Here, and very similarly, we'll just get the texture. We'll call this 7. And what we want to do is draw the red, and then draw this over top of the red. Texture, 2D, other. The other texture is 2D. And then position.x, position y, x, y, 50 by 50, just like the other guy. Position spelled wrong. Sort of, kind of. Let's try that again. You know, it made the heart kind of look kind of neat. But it's also not quite true. If we take a look here, like that. See that there's going to be a period where definitely, how do we want to go? We definitely want to allow just a little bit more. We'll see about the edges here in a second. It's actually got like a kind of a cool little aesthetic to it accidentally. I'm actually gonna kind of, I'm just gonna like pop a hole here just for the hell of it. Just because I feel like it would kind of look cool a little bit. I have a sneaking suspicion that it would be much better if we'll just use the eraser tool. Part dark. We'll actually come in a little bit. Yeah, give it a. It actually looks pretty cool. And like nice little effect. So how this works is we have a couple state machines where enemies in a roam state, others in a teleport state. If he takes a little damage, he'll turn into kind of like a spell AoE state. As you can tell, if we're in like that little AoE, we'll take damage. If he's a little lower health, he has a different state. These guys also have a shooting state. We can pick up some XP. When we kill everybody, we'll have other things spawn. And there's different rooms. So like if we shoot the arrow at the door, it'll open up more rooms. So we down here. And there's also the stat system, which we're going to spend some quality of life and change that pause menu and make it more correct, because right now it's just kind of a placeholder pause menu and it's actually not controlling these states of the game. But give you a kind of little taste here. Let me kill some of these guys real quick. Gather some XP. Alright, so notice let's see how that goes. We'll have to pay attention to that scaler with the max HP. We'll figure it out as we go. Let's actually bump it up a couple times. See what happens there. Not too bad. Maybe we have to call that system as we do it. We'll see. But what I want to show is we have like active buffs and a stat, so boots more, probably too much right now. These arrows give you more attack, and this is just the stereotypical RPG attack system. All of your stats, so oh, that's lightning. Lightning hits. Currently, the only way to heal is through level up. which I think is probably okay. And this isn't any type of pseudo room gen. It is just like a random. And so it can accidentally circle around itself, which is a big issue. But yeah, that gives you guys just a little taste of like what's going on here. And yeah, so you can see the rooms do break sometimes. Let's see how bad it can break her. Yeah, we're actually pretty decent on that run. But as you guys noticed, the health bar was not necessarily doing what I figured it was. So let's actually take a look at our XP system and see if there's any little thing that we could do slightly different. So here we have a normalized value, and that is being multiplied. Bar width kind of looks like the same setup here. We have some type of bar width, some type of normalized, and it's just going, yeah. So yeah, that's definitely how I figured we should handle that. Now, that max HP, I think doesn't get reset. I think. Because currently, yeah. So I want to say, when we level up, this actually doesn't get reset. So let's try this. Void reset max HP. We'll just run this again. So on level up, we want to call this system. It's a system mechanics object. Spelled it wrong. Alright, so we want to call that level up. I'm going to come down here. And after, like we can push all these buttons, yada yada yada. This is the display. If it's leveled up, we can do all this stuff. Let's find that set stats. And actually, put it here. Something like where dot UI dot what do we call that? Reset. Passing. Let's go back over. So right above here. Reset max HP. Okay. I do that a lot. That's why I really prefer Visual Studio. Is you make a function, it'll capital HP, specs parameters like system mechanics. Are you not a system mechanic? You are a stat system. Aha. Yeah. Because your system mechanics, you hold the stat system. So honestly, let's call stats. let's see what this does. Because the problem was our stat, when we level up, that scalar function may not have been resetting max HP. This is going to test to see if that was the issue. So, and yeah, that appears that it was the actual issue. Notice we took some major damage there. So, we grab the fencing. Oh. Grab those boots. Those boots are OP. What do we got? Like an arrow? Shield? That'll come in handy for testing this. Come on. One thing I've noticed is when you push and hold, it's got like that nice effect. But if we sit here and we spam it, not quite, right? And so I don't know if I would rather disallow spam because it does feel kind of necessary to spam. There's a lot of enemies, and so it does feel very, very necessary. So I have to figure out exactly what I want to do there for quality of life. Now, the other thing is, notice here, this is where the buffs are actually stored. So you can see 3 buffs. And with our new HP bar here, it kind of looks dumb like that. And our actual experience bar itself could use a nice little upgrade. So what I'm thinking is these little buffs should be slightly over top of the health. That would be one thing. Now the second thing, I think we should spend some time on the XP bar. Similar to this, so let's think here. That's one thing having like, your stereotypical health bar, XP, whatever. Let's try to think about something. So let's go with the paint here. As we did with the heart, what would be a good like UI element for EXP. In Pokemon, you have the bar. In other games, you might just have a number. Let's go online like this. And go like UI experience elements. Just kind of take a look at so some people have like a nice little progress bar like that. This is kind of nice, honestly, right? Like we have some type of element, and it has a bar in between. So let's make something useful, something cool. So here we're gonna go into File New, and in this case I'm actually going to do 32 by 32, give us a little room. And actually, 32. So we want it longer, in my opinion. So 64 by 32. Maybe 128. Yeah, that gives us plenty of room. Yeah, even you guys are maybe. But we're gonna go 64. assets relative to one another. So if we kind of grab this stuff here, throw it in. Notice this color red. That should probably be the color red for the heart. So if we go like this, and we go into our X value, we have these numbers here, 8, 86, 79. So if we go back into processing, and go up to the UI, right now we're drawing it like this. Where it would be better, back 886, 79. Now, this right here would just be the RGB. What we want is hex. So a great thing to do is like this. Processing. Go to the documentation and type in hex. Oh, I see a hex color reference right there. So here, oh, we actually get a nice thing like that. So that number actually wasn't hexify. Misspoke. Technically, that number right there. This number right here, that's the hex. So Control C, and we will go here. We'll read the processing documentation just slightly real quick. Yep, we just set a color. So I'm just gonna call this, what is it like? Color? Oh, yeah, just lowercase c, HP. Up here, we're gonna say HP equals that number. Pound sign, and then here fill that HP. Play. Just test that real quick. Right, so that color red kind of matches our arrow red. Just a little thing to keep track of. And the reason I brought that up is, you know, these boots red, same difference, yada yada. We want this element here to fit in the game. And here, I did not make these sprites. These sprites were actually made by a very good friend of mine. Let me see if I can pull him up for you guys. Go to Discord, open. His name is Macias. Like that. Macias. He made those sprites. Very good pixel artist and artist in general, game designer with several years of experience. And these are beautiful. Now, taking a look at these, what can we take that would really, you know, be like, yeah, this is part of the game. And honestly, this bow is really speaking to me on that. So if we copy, file new, bam, and we're going to delete. Got the skin tone there, his pants, and that, so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. And yeah. Control C. Right, so this element really, really nice in the corner. Notice this is not big enough. So we're going to do 28, 64. Yeah. We're gonna do some layering here. So take him off. Layer. Just go like this. Layer. And I'm kind of picky. I really like to kind of maintain, whatever my size is. So once we're good with this image, that's kind of what we'll do. Now this first layer here though, there are some other elements I would like to add. So let's see, we don't want to make the UI too much, right? But we also want the AI or the UI to be unique. And I think putting the arrow there would be confusing because it's not quite, what we're really looking for. So what I'm going to do is a new 16 by 16, and let's kind of design what the XP itself will look like, and that way we can have the XP part of this. So we're just going to use this color for now. Come over. I like this color. These are nice, really poppy looking. So kind of like that for the outline. You'll probably see where I'm going to go with this. We're going to make it look like a little bubble. Much of an artist, as I've said before, but this is it's game design, and sometimes you just kind of do. So, I don't like the bubble there. I was always told you gotta kind of think about like where the light is in the scene. In this case, I don't think it would read too strange. It very well might. Any artists out there are probably cringing right now. And, that's my job. Make you cringe. But also, make you laugh. Let's see. We'll kind of bump you up a little bit. Like that. We're going to actually export this guy too, like this, and we're going to call it XP, and Control V. That reads kind of strange like that. Down. We got our one nice layer here. And like I said, I'm a little picky when it comes to size. Should be fine. And then we just want to keep our little box inside that. So file, export as, and we're going to call this XP bar. And I'm going to change that name. Should be fine and dandy. Yeah, if you guys have like any questions, feel free to stop me. And I'd love to chit chat, hang out with you guys, learn from you as best I can. And at the end of the day, that's what game design's about. It's about learning from each other. And I just kind of like to keep track of this. This is whatnot. Not necessary, but also a decent thing to do. So, as we just did, we did experience an XP bar. So I kind of want to go into enemies real quick and come right up here. Here, we're gonna. So anything that extends from game object actually has texture to it. Notice UI didn't extend. So here we should be able to go straight inside assets, texture, and I think that was like 7, 8, something like that. It's 8. The other one is 9. And then over here, instead of drawing this ellipse, what did I misspell? It's with. Oh. That's interesting. So let's go back into our system mechanics here. And we're going to come all the way to our level system. And again, level system does not inherit from game object. So we are going to pass in a P image, call it texture 2D, and up in its constructor that is nice and empty, we're going to set that image for assets, texture, and pass in number 9 in this case. So here, we do want the bar to fill, for sure. That is a handy thing. And here, I actually want our image texture 2D, and got like hard-coded numbers here. Let's try like a lot longer. Let's try like 64 by 32, by 16, something funky like that. Not worried about push and pop at this instance. Maybe way down there. It's tiny scale. Large and slightly out of place, so we're gonna meet in the middle, like 128 132, and we're gonna minus probably 70 in this case. We'll see though. It's gonna be some little minor adjustments as we go. It's actually not too terribly bad. Notice it does peak out quite a bit. Yep, so one thing is our bar width starts at 200. So we're gonna go at least 200. And if we're peeking out a little bit, let's probably do another mask system. Or thin out the width slightly on that guy. It's like probably a slightly better way. I'm feeling probably 16, but I'll try 18 for the width or the height of that XP bar. Yeah, it's super, super close. We're gonna go 122 for the position. Go this way. It's not too bad. It's peeking out just a little bit. Just a little bit. So notice if we decrease this, we're probably gonna have to slightly adjust this. We'll see though. That is my gut feeling. Looks like that needs to be adjusted quite a bit more. Let's try changing that to 12, see what kind of major differences we have here. Yeah, you can see the bottom is empty there. Just enough to push this to, would that be a 50 now? Or just a 55 or 58? No, it's just a very, very slight adjustment. Yeah. Getting kind of close, trying to really see that. It's super, super close. Maybe just a hair off. Maybe just slightly. It's actually not bad at all. I don't think the bow really reads too well on that XP bar. I think it's because it's getting a little slightly out of proportion, getting stretched. Just want to see how far it extends. Oh, I kind of missed it that last level up. That seems not bad. Yeah, that's doable. It's definitely not bad. So yeah, so those are some 2 quality of life changes: the health and whatnot. Now, there's one thing I've been putting off. and it's how we're doing the player. So we load in whatnot, pass it around. I think player here, yeah. So I want to avoid that here, especially since we have that .name function now. How can we go about that? Let's see. Idle left load sprite sheet. Let's see. Loading a sprite sheet. So here, take a name. I'd say it'd just be the get texture guy. Honestly. Yeah. So let's try it. Be assets. Get. I paused there because I realized that this is going to take an integer. So we no longer need a file path. We need a index. And so that should be fine. And since I don't want to reset all my numbers, I think it's fine to just go back here. Here and grab that stuff. And we'll have to pay attention a little bit. So this one is idle attack. Idle AT. And here, go back to player. Hey, we're doing that twice. That's actually handy. 4 times. Yeah, we do that 4 times. Holy shit. Idle, yep, and then full walk we do twice. So this is gonna save us a lot of allocation. So this is idle and attack. The name structure is a little funky there, but you would be 10, 8, 11. Let's come up here. Load sprite sheet. Antenna. Looks like I'm getting a spam call. 11 and 11. File save, play, and we have our sprite. That is good. Now, enemies, right? They're a little bland looking. So, what do we want to do? That looks a lot better than having all that garbage. That was a nice little quality of life thing. So yeah, we're gonna need enemies. At least 2 enemies is required for this assignment. We have the one guy who can teleport. I thought of him as kind of like a ghost guy. The other guys, I'm not sure what the heck they are. They can move and they can shoot. And our guy's like whatchamacallit. He's we'll actually keep that on there. We'll actually put boots back on for some color stuff, chest back on, and our player back on. a Viking-like guy. So what would he be killing, right? So there's let's think, like Norse mythology. Okay, so we're going to here. Mythological creatures. Norse. Dragger, like thing. You know, right now I'm just kind of looking for some inspiration, not necessarily the monster we're gonna create, because I know for sure one's gonna be like a ghosty like guy. The other one, maybe a bird. Yeah, there's some type of bird. Let's go file new 16. So bird. Kind of bird. One thing I'm gonna do as well, come over here. Collected for making other games. So we're gonna come over here, files. You can see where I got the chest from this game I was making. Don't really like that guy. He's old, he needs some improvement. Yeah. Space sludge. Okay. Oh, another time. He is a nasty color. God dang. Yeah, this is going to be the start of our bird. If anybody's wondering what's going on. Yep. He's going to be the starter of bird. Do not mind the color. In fact, we have no idea what color he's going to be. We just want to have a very generic looking heap of shit. For lack of better words. Yeah. Should be fine like that. Let's see, it's not quite even. I know there's a symmetry tool in here, but I don't know where it's at. Such as life, something I should probably look up. Cut that part. Delete it. Control C, Control V. 90, no. The other one, 91. Sprite. Rotate. That's fair. We'll just draw the leg. Fuck it, we'll go like this. This bird thing is actually going to turn into more like a chaotic looking butterfly. So that's kind of what I'm seeing so far. wings, making room for its nasty little middle chunk looking thing. Actually, let's make sure. I guess that. Ooh, nasty looking thing. Oh, a nice little like freaking demon eyes on this thing. Just kind of go around the edge here. Actually, yeah, that's fine. So kind of, sort of, kind of. Like that. We'll actually put his eyes over here now. Kind of looks like he's like that way. Work in progress. Oh, weird looking thing. Terrible. But it's okay. Oh, weird looking bat thing. Eyes are the worst part. Maybe just keep it like this, and then that spot is the eyes. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I meant. It's like a weird looking thing. That's too much red. Just gonna make sure. Let's see, color gray. That's gonna be gray. Those little feelers, that kind of looks like a pair of. Well, you may know, you may not, but who knows? That's kind of what it look like. Can't have that. Now that I see it, I can't really unsee it. Okay, that's enough time making one weird looking monstrosity monster. Final export. We're gonna call this enemy 1. The enemy 2 is a little ghosty guy. It's gonna file little ghost. consistent with the colors. Here. And a lot of the other nicer harder. Actually, I might reverse that. We'll see here in a second. Yeah, I think we're going to reverse that. So, bear with me while I completely undo and redo. Yeah, don't mind me as I completely do the most asinine way to do that. But it is what it is. Ghosty guy. Oh, let's see here. Maybe little splotches of that. There's eyeballs there. Man. I should change it up a lot. Looks like it'd be so strange. Like a little eyebrow. Looks like an old man ghost. Alright, enough messing around. Of course, you know, when you make a game, put effort and time into it. I have a hard time with art, so I either would buy assets or ask somebody nicely to help me make them. Let's go back into here. We got a little ghost, and what's the other guy's name? Also, that thing called Icon. We're gonna redo Icon because we can't have my rogue tank sprite live on this game. It's just not right. It's its own entity, its own thingamabob. I'm surprised I didn't even see that. Mr. Ghosty, you have sprite limitations. Oh. File. New. Is hitboxes. It's the size of the image. Other ways you can do it, I'm sure. But that works for me for the most part. Cost. It's lowercase, it's uppercase, it's lowercase, and I call the other one bat. Or like I don't even know. Call it that. texture to D, you are going to equal assets, to retrieve the texture, and the number would be 13, 12. We'll actually back these guys. Image 13, back in enemy, and we're drawing them. Oh, it's like depending on the states, I was changing the color. That is no longer necessary. This is no longer necessary. We will do image texture to D, the offset X, offset Y, X, Y. If anybody has any questions on like what do I got going on for why offsets, why not position, yeah, well, I can show you guys. This project's been going on for maybe like 3 weeks now, so there's a lot that I'm not showing, a lot of boilerplate that was given, like the keyboard class, particle class, and a lot of the collision code as well. So if we go over into game object, my teacher Varun gave like overlap fix code, that type of stuff. So there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that is definitely being glossed over here. Now similarly, I'm just going to copy this because we're going to need it again for enemy number 2. So he's right here. And this guy is the 12th asset, so we're going to retrieve the texture from the 12th. And then we're going to draw him right here. Yeah, those little pixels there, they don't read off very clear at all. They're actually just kind of weird. So we'll just get rid of that completely. And we'll just really kind of like really form this guy more. Believe it or not, I just noticed that. Didn't realize that I had that bad of a Control V, sprite, edit, rotate. Close out A-Sprite for now. We're going to be opening again. I just kind of want to clear out some of that stuff. Hit play. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Now, there's a couple things that we still need to do. Texture, and then also code. So notice this floor is very empty. That needs to have spawned in flooring as this goes. This little red thing that's following my butt, that needs to have a texture. Bat throwing at some projectile, that should also have a texture. So yeah, let's think about this. So for the bat's projectile, I'm almost thinking like something nasty, like green, like slime dripping vile, almost something really gross looking. Some kind of sort of yeah, something weird like that. That'll do. Control C, file new. So it's gonna be like little slime file. Export. Slime. And the other thing we want to do is that little circle. Follows the player, not necessarily follows, but the spell AoE attack. I was thinking something like this. Of course, a red outline, right? That is like some weird looking spell hex looking crap on the bottom, like mystical words and whatnot. So we're gonna start with a plain old red. We're actually gonna darken quite a bit. We're gonna look up maybe like a rune text real quick. Rune text, and that. Go to downloads, or actually screenshots in this case. And plop that into here. And let's see, so, of course it's gonna be a little funky. File new. That you definitely want none of the funky. Don't want to lose necessarily too much pixel data. So what I'm going to do is something like this and grab that color, spam it. Of course, not perfect. But actually, this might be more trouble than it's worth, honestly. So let's think about text, right? So we can, of course, load text in processing. Why not load a TTF file, Norseman, on top of our guide here? You know, so like we can definitely have like a witchy like symbol. So let's go into Google. What do you call it? File. And search the Norse. Okay. Now I do have a TTF file currently, so let me see what we can do here. This might be actually pretty damn incredible. Because we want to Jersey 10. Jersey 10. Jersey 10 isn't going to allow that. Kind of like this one. Get font. Download. Go into our downloads here. Unzip this little guy. Throw him outside. And we'll grab that. And this we will paste. Just like that. And so far, with the font I currently have, let's say inside a state machine. Yep. And so we're going to pass around another font. This font should be enemy specific, and it would be for the ghost enemy. So we're going to call it P font, spell font. I should probably have like a thing at the bottom here, right? Screw it, shouldn't be too hard. So, void, we're going to overload this function, and instead of can't take in two strings. Actually, we can. If here we also pass extension. So, in this case, our string path is assets plus name plus our extension. And here, honestly, it's going to be a little bit of refactor, but we should be doing this for both fonts. This would be more correct. This, let's see. We're just going to call that font data. Looking at this now, there's a couple things I'll change in the future, especially seeing the error of my ways for getting ahead of myself for the most part, right? Because this font data and data, they could technically be the same thing, but I don't want to refactor too much. Let's go, what do we call this? Font data, add, and then and we'll call this font setup. We'll keep the capital P as well. Something I've accidentally done and just got stuck with. And here we will pass these guys in. And the extension. So I want to say it's like .ttf. Something funky like that. .ttf. So we're going to control A. So one font is going to be this. And the .ttf and the other font is going to be this. And that's a capital. And we're actually going to copy that. Never copy your code. It always creates bugs. But we're going to do it. Data. And some adding texture. Yep, so good. Basically copy this one too. We're just going to call add files. And this is going to be a P font. Temp font is, and we're going to go to State Machines, click very top. A create font function. Sorry about the long intermission there. I was not expecting to have gone to the bathroom, but such is life. Alright, so we're passing a value here instead of just a path because I want to specify, like over here, 20. Maybe the North Smiths is going to be a little large. It's just in case. Might as well have it. And what are we adding to it? Alright, so we have a library font. We need it to be added to our list of fonts. So we'll call that fonts or something. Call that fonts. Funny. Alright. And so we'll add the font to our and here file path. Yeah, file path and our to keep it there. I kind of want to keep that one up there, but we'll see. So for a good test, we want to say it'd be assets dot fonts, and then we would be grabbing the first test and second. I'm going to tag these out slightly. So state machines, the font equals assets dot fonts dot, and what do we have here? It's like dot get fonts. Do it pfont get font, and it does the index. So we're going to do pfont is our temp. Is fonts dot get our index, and we're just going to return very similar to up top. That way we can just get fonts get font. And hit play. Perfect. That worked perfectly. Now, the reason that worked perfectly is we never call font setup. So that's going to load those in, and then based off of get font and init fonts. So font setup, init fonts, and call this right here. So there's our fonts. Everything works. Also, let's find that print line. Tabs, bam. Let's find one more print line. Yeah, this texture's a bit squished. To see about what I want to do to adjust that. But so to get back to the the plot of the story, right? We did this font setup so that we can load in the font for this thing. Let me file export this guy. We're gonna call him spell, and then over in our enemy, remember we created a pfont somewhere. So spell font. So first off here, creating the constructor, which is way up here. We're gonna say, oh, pfont, you're equal to assets dot get font, and you need the first one. Gwt, right? It's like get. There it is. So we got the font over in some. Oh, one other thing. What do we call that? Just spell. So here. Name. Spell. There's a 14. Enemy. This is the spell. today. I got a few things I gotta do. So I will be ending the stream around noon. Something like that. A little bit before, a little bit after. Just some school stuff I gotta maintain and stuff. This is also for school, but I got another assignment from a different class. Not programming, which is a bummer. So let's see here. See if I can shoot him a little. See how it's spelled. Yep, that's fine. Fine and dandy. But now we just want the text. The text with this. So we're gonna do like a push matrix followed by a pop matrix, and I believe we have to do like a certain thing. I'm gonna go to state machines to find that. So we declare the font. Yeah, like this, the text font. Text font. Yeah, that's actually funny. It needs to be inside the spell. Does make sense. Would be good. Black, I'm thinking. That way it appears over top of our image. And let's see how that goes. Hit it once, so he enters this state, otherwise he's in a teleport state. So didn't quite use that font. Well, it did use that font. It didn't use the language. Let's see what we can do about that. actually ask the robot. How do I display Norse language for my interesting. It might actually just be what I'm typing into there. Let's try the HEL. Died. Let's get the ghost. So let's hand it off. Yep, okay. Please give me the Norse equivalent to curse. Okay. And it's gonna look weird. We hit too much. Oh, we got Norse people. We got it. hell we forgot about that. Or I. What's this we about here? You guys are just along for the ride. No, I actually made slime. Yeah, okay. Just didn't implement it. Let's do that, guys. Because we are together. Slime. Loading sounds the same way, and one thing that I had an issue with my last game is when one sound plays, if the same sound type plays again, we should stop this sound and start this one. Otherwise, it's pretty hard on the user. Wow, they're getting terrible. I haven't shown anybody this one I made, but it was an endless runner. It was pretty neat, other than the sound being a mosh pit of just noise. So let's go to projectile here. This lightning, which we're gonna make next, and projectile. It's gonna be up here. Yep. So projectile is also a game object, and you guys know what that means. 2D is SSI get fun or get texture. What is it, like 15 by now? Okay. Drawable. It's like we're translating. There's a reason for that. Just processing camera. It's kind of funky. You gotta make sure the bullets go on. Depending on the camera, all kinds of crap like that. But this texture 2D, offset X and our offset and our Y. File save and set them shoot. Yeah. That isn't right. Right? Because notice 0, 0. That's where we want it. Slime shit. Okay, we're starting to get a game together. Slowly but surely. Lightning's next, right? Let's grab like that chunk, file new, like this, and you probably know what's coming. Let's make it like a funky blue. Let's see some stuff there. Bam. Little yellow. It's kind of like this. Just so you guys kind of know like where this is at recording wise, it looks like I had just sat back down. That's how much latency looks like the video was having. But thanks for sticking around, hanging out. It's really nice of you guys. That's gonna be my wacky looking lightning stuff. One thing I want to do real quick, file save, come over here, and we're gonna this. Oop. 255. Here's the dungeon. Here's the assets. We're going to copy those. I'm going to backup. And we're going to paste it there. Just in case. By just in case, I quite literally mean in case shit hits the bed. More or less. And rightly so. We are also this. Copy. We're going to go into Git. Interesting. Get from yesterday. Yeah, okay. So that was from yesterday. Is exactly why let's think. We have assets for the ghosty guy. Did we actually put in his lightning? We did not. So, oh, I think so. So let's go to lightning real quick. But yeah, let's also think about this. So, what else do I need for image stuff? Because we have the ghost. We have his two attacks, which is lightning, nail, covering. So it goes with 16 texture. Once it's put in, and then the cat has a texture, walls have a texture, the character has a texture, the door has a texture, chest, items. So we'll have to really think about it, and since we're really going for like that Norse aesthetic from what it seems like, we're gonna kind of run with that. Come down here and put in image, texture, 2D. Which, not even, there he is. don't think the boots fit the aesthetic. We're going to revisit those. And the UI for what we have needs to follow that experience bar. I think would be the best for that. So we're going to come over. It's under equipment. Yep. So here, let's try. It's 550 seems like a nice one. And then we're going to go 5 and 450. Technically, your first buff your buff shouldn't have like a set spot. I can fix that. Don't know if I'm going to be honest. Try to play the game a little bit. See if we notice any glaring issues. Things I notice. Let's go to EXP under enemy. I don't like their width and height things different from each other. Just kind of scales that texture kind of weird. And then the floor. I think we finally do need a floor texture. So let's go into Game Manager and right here in Draw. Who's that draw? You get drawn first. Background circle. See what that does to our UI. Inside system mechanics. Because that's our level system. Takes in an RGB. It is RGB. Let's do straight up white color. Oh, that wasn't what I thought it was. That's interesting. These are buttons. We're actually gonna We're gonna do it a little backwards there, I suppose. So this thing here, we call this the teacher's fault. If you hit a button outside this array, yada, it gets mad if you change it to 526, or just not allow those key presses. Then you should make that will not break. Back to right, because let's try to level up. One thing I've noticed is that should behave like the other behaves. As in, let's see. Try it like that. Then we'll kind of test some things real quick. Instead of just is clicked, because I think with the other one we check if it's hovered, we use that thing there as a is clicked thing. However, is hovered. Same difference. If our mouse has a position, it is hovered. This is off this does that trick. That's kind of like what we're looking for. I also want to move the chest away from that spot, particularly in the door, get it more towards the middle when the room spawns. You know, just slight quality of life. As you can notice, I am procrastinating. or less need this to do that job. Yep, there we be. And we just reverse it. Perfect. We're just gonna come in here. All the way down. Right, because we forgot the one very important thing right here. Something is like something. Let's see. It was working with moves like this. Just follow the logic. If we press, of course, it would go false. It's this one right here. Pretty confident. notice that experience, if you don't pick it up, it never dies. Cool, we died. So let's see, it's about noon. About where the stream was going to end. And I think we should do one more thing. Just change the icon. And then I'll worry about the floor stuff later. Likely later today. Now, I don't know if I'll stream it. Let me know in the comments below if it's something you guys would like to see. Might even just make a full YouTube video of it. But if you guys would rather see me stream it, that's no problem at all. So an icon, this has to be 16 by 16, should fit our aesthetic. Let's see. What are we thinking? Something Norsey. Or do we want to do something very, very simple? As in, grab this guy here. See if he's 16 by 16. File save. What do you guys think this should be named? Right now I got it called Nameless. I don't know if I'm calling it Nameless because I don't have a name or if that's the name. But no, we got our nice little kind of looks like a grass texture. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it kind of does look like a grass texture. Let's go back to that. File save. Yeah, now it's just kind of like a weird thing. Which most things in this game do. Like, kind of a weird thing. So I'll be implementing credits and options later. Oh, that actually brought us to that state, if I'm not mistaken. So state machines, yeah, it just doesn't know what to do there. Fantastic. But thank you guys. Thank you for checking it out, seeing how it is. Yeah, see you guys later.